Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz, and it is about midnight on the 23rd of April, 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts, and I'm going to do the disclaimer. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for standard, but for Mr. Perry's Peep and Tom problem that he imposes on me and burdens me with, and his stalking and hacking and all that stuff. Witness tampering and coercion, grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with contracts and commerce, interstate commerce with intent to coerce. But for all that, and we're documenting as per instructions of the National Victims Stalking Resource Center and police that know what they're doing, and police that are helping me, the ones that gave me the Fabian puzzle, Mr. Perry, and the ones that gave me the Mike was drugged email and the McNamara email, and, cops that are good, catching you for the first time in your life, you and your little minions, your little crowd of weirdos. How do you find each other? I mean, did you guys, find each other in some kind of weirdo chat room, or, how do you hook up with other sex weirdos? I just was wondering about that. Anyways, but for that, we wouldn't document it in podcasts and on a blog and on Facebook or emails or anywhere. We document this shit all over the place. You have no idea. And you guys plan something, get a ringtone. And then, she found out. We'll get a ringtone anyway. We'll let the dust settle, create a panacea, and try again in a month. And then you talk about it 75 times. So we don't forget that shit. We keep it. You guys act like it vanishes into thin air and nobody remembers. Okay, that's actually a weakness we exploit. Apply the but for all that crime committed against me every 24/7 with the Peep and Tom problem. Peep and Tom, Mr. Perry, is a criminal act, and it's a disgusting one. Jeffrey Epstein had cameras in his home. It pissed off his friends. And they were in his home, not other people's. You do not have my consent. You sick fuck. You don't to do that to me. You do not have my consent to hack or clone my phone, or be in my computer, or ruin my computer. And you guys had my guys tell me you had somebody come in my apartment, my home, and ruin my computer. They're going to get your ass for that. It doesn't matter what everybody else does. The guys that told me you drugged Mike and he didn't kill anybody. The guys that told me about the ringtone, you wanted my ringtone. The guys that told me that you guys asked Terry, why didn't you tell her to put the registration in our car? The guys that gave me the Fabian puzzle, the McNamara email, all these emails, shoe print email. How did she find out? Those cops got your ass. That's how. They got you. There's justice coming. This bullshit right here with Kyle Caruth is making everybody sick at their stomach. All you've done for 12 years is not get a date. You pissed everybody off is what you did. So if people are repulsed by Jeff Epstein's sex weirdos like y'all, and Jeff had the cameras in his own home, you have them in everybody else's house. How much more are you hated with a seething hatred? You have no idea. It's very easy to get information right now, like you've never seen in your life. If it were us, Kyle Caruth would be indicted and in jail and about to go to trial. So I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Do remember United States Senator Tommy Tuberville, y'all treated like shit in Lubbock, the coach of Texas Tech football? Got up and walked out of a recruiting dinner and didn't dignify your sick asses with a goodbye. He's in Washington, D.C. right now, Charles, not you. You're pathetic. You're sitting on your fat, lazy ass like a girl, watching women you'll never have. And whoever the judge is listening to this, I need you to understand something. If it's Judge Parker, if it's Judge Parker, Judy Parker and I were friends. You watched me fight for my children to have a better education, and they got one because I did. And this is no different. And right now, I have a job to do. I have a job. You don't know what PD has my paperwork, do you? There's a PD with my paperwork. You're a job, Charles, and nothing more. Sometimes corruption goes deep and it takes a while to uncover, and it takes somebody coming in from out of town. Charles Perry is a job and nothing more. Always was, always will be. We're gonna get justice for his victims. You have no idea how extensive the crime is. It's bad. It's international, Mr. Perry. You're 1-6 son of a bitch. You killed one of our finest. You killed an Oklahoma policeman. The other one's sitting in jail right now while you go out and reoffend. We're not okay with that. When we do something, we do it right or we don't bother. Don't be sloppy. You be excellent or get out of my face. I'm like that. I've always been like that. And that's why the Lubbock schools changed, actually. When I got there, there was no playground equipment. Teachers were shitty to the kids. Principals were shitty to the kids. The buildings were falling apart. And if you had a complaint, it took as long as they wanted it to take to fix. I came in from Las Vegas, Nevada. Clark County is huge, 2 million people. Do you know how long it took Clark County to fix a problem? In the policies and procedures, they got 72 hours. Much bigger school district can do something in 72 hours, and little bitty Lubbock County that actually has 3 school districts in it. One of them can't handle it in a couple of days. Months it took me to fix the problem. I sat there with Judy Parker at LERW meetings and would go through blow by blow. Here's what we're going through today. Here's as it progressed along. What ended up happening is the guy that was the principal, the superintendent. I'm going to tell you something. When you're in Vegas, Vegas mentality is such that there's all these big, beautiful casinos, right? You got to do it better than the other guy. So everybody's looking for the next greatest thing. And when I was in medical, I loved that because I could take on a new product and everybody couldn't wait to see it and get it. When you go to Lubbock, it's a whole different world. Oh, think about it. We've been doing it like this for 30 years. I hate that. I can't even stand that. Don't tell me I've been doing it this way for 30 years. I'm here to tell you, I'm here to do what's effective, and I don't care how long you've been doing it wrong. I don't want to hear it. You know what I came here to do? There's a problem, let's fix it. And if you can't do that, then I'll find someone who can. That's my mentality. It's always been my mentality. Always. Vegas is a different world. It's very progressive. You don't hear that. We've been doing it this way for 30 years. I've known that guy for 30 years. So he can get away with murder because you've known him for 30 years? Yeah, not where I come from. I couldn't stand it. So we fought and we fought and we fought. Well, turns out there was a bank account that kept coming up in a board meeting that was diverting funds, and he would not explain it. It finally got to a point where he was told, resign or be fired. What you heard on the news is he resigned to take care of his sick wife. I was told the guy was fired because he had the diverted funds and because of what you fought, that battle you fought. They got somebody else in there, and guess what happened? All of a sudden, all the schools got playgrounds, buildings got repaired, teachers started treating kids with respect and dignity, and everything changed for the better. The school district and Lubbock Independent Schools was different than it was when I got there, when I left. It was much improved. I fought that battle. I'm fighting this one now. There are people dying. They're dead. We can't get them back. So when I speak harshly to Mr. Perry, you need to understand I'm talking to a serial killer with grandiose thinking who thinks he's God and entitled to make those kind of decisions and can buy a jury and get his way out of it. And I said, not this time. I'm not trying to harass him. I'm trying to bring justice for a whole lot of women and children who have ruined lives. We will never get over it. It's the kind of harm, the kind of injury, the kind of crime we will never get over. And I said, not this time. And by God, I mean that. And I have help. I can't do that by myself. What police department has my paperwork, Mr. Perry? You always want to know who told, but you act like you don't have any idea what's happening to you. This thing right here with Kyle Carruth made me want to throw up, but it didn't surprise me. This show right here, Homicide Hunter, with Joe Kenda, features this kid right here who is an Olympic shooter. Somebody got out of a car. He did not know the man. Gets out of the car and starts swinging at him, trying to hit him. He ducks, pulls his gun out, fires off a warning shot. You'd think that would back him off, but it didn't. That guy continues to come at him and continues to try to hit him. Just trying to heat him up. He's a much bigger guy than this kid right here. He shoots him in the shoulder, thinking that's not going to kill him. It's just in the shoulder. But oddly, the guy falls. And guess what this kid right here did? Immediately dropped to his knees and started doing CPR. They get him down to the police station. He was arrested. They get him down to the police station, and he explains what happened, and he said, I shot him in the shoulder. Did I miss? What happened? And the officer said, that's what we're trying to find out right now. They look at the x-rays, find that the bullet ricocheted and hit a vital organ and killed him. That's what killed him. This kid had no control over the bullet once it enters the body. So they released him, and he went home. Sadly, several years later, I guess this ate at him. He killed himself. But he took a life not meaning to. When the victim fell, he immediately dropped to his knees and began to CPR. That's what somebody does when they kill in self-defense. This bitch, Mr. Carruth, boy, howdy, I'm mad at him. And I'm mad at Lubbock for not indicting him. I don't get the injustices with you people. Guess what, Mr. Perry? All you've done for 12 years is not get a date, but you've pissed everybody the fuck off, and you're getting told on because of it. And you don't seem to understand that. You don't seem to get that. We're not okay with what the fucking shit you do. It is not hard to get information, and you people have said it over and over and over and over. How did she find out? We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. And you act like you have no idea that that's what's happening. And we're at a loss. Our shrink said, I know Charles Perry has an aging disease of some sort, that half the time he does not know what the hell you're saying. I've read his emails, I've read his responses, and he has no idea what people are saying to him. Something wrong with his brain, like dysphagia, like Bruce Willis has or something, or as Alzheimer's. He has no idea what you just said, and you can tell by his reaction. It's inappropriate. But the rest, all of them like that? I mean, it's embarrassing. We're embarrassed for you. You never respond appropriately to the words just said, ever. You ask 1 minute if I'm a cop. You ask 1 minute if I'm who's telling and who are they telling. I've answered that 1,000 gazillion times a day. I'm not told that information. It's highly confidential because you kill people. You think we're going to put somebody's life at risk by telling you anything? Fuck no. You can make all the phone calls you want to make. You're never going to get any information because you kill people. It's bad. You seem like you don't get that. It's very bad. So, when you respond like asking me who told, but then you act like no one's telling, then you clearly see there's a disconnect there for you. So, Kyle Carruth, what happens with him is somebody shows up who is entitled to be there by a court order to pick up a child. The child is not made available. He gets upset, obviously. He waves his arms, yelling he's going to sue, but not to hit someone. He's not swinging at him. Mr. Carruth goes in the house and does not call cops. He goes in and he gets his gun, and he shoots at Mr. Chad's feet. Chad then tries to grab the gun away from him. He's being shot at. There's a struggle and he's killed. And Mr. Chad Carruth doesn't fall to his knees and render aid. What he does is start screaming at everybody, you shouldn't be here. Actually, Mr. Carruth, they should. They came to pick up a kid. You were in violation of a court order, sir. There was no threat to your life. You killed an unarmed man who was simply yelling about a lawsuit. Never once swung at him. It's on video. It happened so much. It happened so much, she videoed it. The wife videoed it. There were so many problems and so many conflicts. She was smart enough to get her phone out. Now, how a jury didn't indict this man for first-degree murder, I don't know. But if I was Lubbock police, if we were handling that, he'd be arrested immediately for failure to render aid. I don't have any words for the corruption I'm seeing come out of that town. And it is making everybody want to vomit. People don't like injustice, and they don't like it when the bad guy wins. You're the one that's causing the injury. You're committing the crime. Voyeurism is a crime. Murder of somebody who's unarmed has the right to be there. You're in violation of the court order. No one's swinging at you. You're committing the crime. You're committing the crime. You pissed everybody off when you took that life you didn't have the right to take. Mike was drugged. We found that out before that was ever exposed in a deposition. Now, you had, or someone had, Mr. Myers, the Florida State's attorney, asked me, he goes, what do you do for a living? And I said, I'm a dancer at an adult entertainment business. Are you a cop? How do you go from, are you a dancer, what do you do, I'm a dancer, to that question? What made him ask me that question? What made that question pop in his head, Mr. Perry? You better watch out. I'm not harassing you. I'm speaking to a deranged, depraved serial killer with grandiose thinking who believes he's entitled to take a life and buy a jury or take a judge duck hunting and get an order that is illegal. And you don't. You're pathetic. And you've done nothing but really piss everybody off. So when you get told on, please do know you asked for that. You don't have a date, sir. You can't get a date. You don't have a real love life. You can't get one. You're too busy sitting on your fat, lazy ass hitting buttons playing with a doll and a unicorn like a 1-year-old little girl. You'll never do any better than that. You don't have any power. You're just pathetic. Now you want to go right into a judge and say you're being picked on? Be my guest. You want to piss everybody off even more and get caught even more? Have at it. There's your shovel. Dig away. You don't get to take a life. It isn't up to you. When I got the Fabian puzzle, was that up to you? Nope. When I got the McNamara email, was that up to you? No, it was not, sir. The ringtone, when I found out you were trying to get my ringtone, was that up to you? No, sir, it was not. This little car accident after car accident, and we know that's you. We found out. How did we find out? You wanted me to call the Duvals, and I didn't, did I? You wanted me to go to Zio's, and I didn't, did I? You want me to go to Chipotle, and I didn't, did I? I don't. Because I found out why you want me there. Wasn't up to you, was it, sir? Where's your power now? Where is it now? So, when I tell you to stop and you don't, and then you get told on again and you want to know what's the little on you, you need to act like you understand what the hell that means. They're ready to put you in the nut house. He needs a special needs facility. Never responds appropriately to what we just said. It's like he has no idea what you said. So this pissed everybody off, Lubbock. I want you to know that. This pissed everybody off. Because it's a vast difference between what somebody does when they are actually acting in self-defense and what they're... I mean, you watch the episode with Joe Landa, Homicide Hunter. It's called Trigger. He goes over each detail. And you can see the vast difference between what happened there and what Kyle Carruth did, and it'll make you pissed. What happened with Tommy Tuberville? I sold medical equipment to Texas Tech athletes. Texas Tech athletes the athletic department, and all I heard was how much everybody hated Lubbock. Couldn't wait to get out. As soon as he finds something else, we're out of here. We hate it here. So they did. And here's Tommy Tuberville. Everybody's treating him like shit. Like he's just not good enough for y'all. And he's at a recruiting dinner, and he gets up and walks out. Didn't dignify you with a goodbye. The recruits thought he went to the bathroom. Guess where he is now? Washington, D.C. He's a United States Senator, while you sit around in your pathetic lazy ass, bothering everybody, pissing everybody off and getting told on, and acting like you have no idea what that means. I don't even have words for that. Doesn't get any stupider. You have put yourself up on a high horse. You think you're entitled to take our chief of police in Manford, and you're not. You think you're entitled to take Mike Neely's future, and you are not, sir. When we found out Mike was drugged, was that up to you? Absolutely not, was it? We did that without your consent, right up under your nose. Sometimes it takes somebody coming in from out of town to point out, this is sick right here. It's got to be stopped. You got weeds in your garden, and it's taking over your garden. It is no longer beautiful. What I told some of the board members at the school district is you all have set up an organization called Lubbock Economic Development, whatever you want to bring business in. How the hell are you going to do that if you have the shittiest schools ever? Because people that work at these corporations you want to bring in don't want to send their kid to a school that's falling apart and has no playground equipment, and have to fight with the teacher all the time to get them to teach their child with some dignity. I'm in from out of town. I'm here to tell you we don't like that. People are coming in from out of town where things are handled efficiently and quickly when there's a problem. So why can't you? You're a small town. Your population is not that great, not that big, and you've got not one school district, but 3. They have Lubbock ISD, they have Cooper, and they have Friendship. Judge Parker's kids went to Friendship. She wasn't having the same kind of battles I was. But I'll tell you what, once they finally got rid of Havens, and I'm going at them into their offices individually and in board meetings, and I'm telling them, this is not acceptable. I'm from out of town. This is not acceptable. It's not working for me. And you are not going to get people coming in from out of town, bringing a business into Lubbock, because you don't have a pretty town to come to. Do you think that helped? I'm going to go move to that town. Some guy can shoot me, and I'm going to end up dead, and nobody will do a fucking thing about it. How much did you pay that jury, Charles, to get Kyle Carruth off? How much did you pay the jury on Mike Neely's case? Because I'm here to tell you something. We all wonder about this. You can't look like that and beat someone to death. His hands would look like Chief Miller's face. Chief Miller had extensive damage over his head, neck, and face. His eye was red and bruised and swollen. Why aren't Mike Neely's hands looking like that? It's not possible. He beat anyone to death. We found out he was drugged in January 2020. Depositions were not taken till May. And fuck you for what you put these people through. Grandiose serial killer who just sits around like a pathetic little girl, pretending he has a life. Our guys tell me that somebody excuse me, talk to them. Which police department has my paperwork, Mr. Perry? Because your crime is international. You're broadcasting women in the privacy of their home all over the world and selling watch time. We have a witness that says this. You're backing it up. He causes women to lose their job, and then their home, and then he has the ex take the kids away. He ruins them. Just because he thinks he can. Not this time. And your crime's never been this uncovered. And you always forget who it is you're talking to. You couldn't get a date if you had to. 12 years, not one date, but you're told on and 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 told on, and you have no idea what I'm saying right now, do you? Not a clue. Why are you told on? Do you know? You never respond appropriately to what is happening to you or what is said. All you've done is you've made people hate your guts. Nobody cheers in the movie if the bad guy wins. People don't like cruelty. People don't like injustice. If you watched Derek Chauvin and you couldn't tell that by watching that, the way the world blew up, you aren't all there. And I've said that. And that's the other thing. The shrink is very frustrated. She has to repeat herself every 5 minutes, Judge. He's got Alzheimer's or something, and I believe his family is legally liable, as are his attorneys, for not putting him in a facility that can properly treat his medical disease that is causing him to act the way he acts. It's not normal. He can't function normally. Can't do it. Has no idea how. But the problem is he's hurting a lot of people. We're not okay with that. One thing is all we need and you're done. One thing. And it's going to get worse for you the more you come at me. It has always since the McNamara email. This guy too, the longer he sits in jail. Boy, you piss everybody off. This is not Lubbock. You brought that shit here. It is not okay. You weren't invited here, were you? So our guys talked to this man and he said, Mr. Perry has told about 4 different stories up in Oklahoma. Basically what it looks like to me is he's living in a make-believe world up there. There's nothing real about it. He has gone up there and said 1 minute that he's a victim of a political vendetta, but there is zero evidence of that. I don't go by what people say. I gotta see the evidence. There's no text, there's no emails, there's nothing from her that indicates she was upset about a political vendetta at all. Everything she's got is about stalking. I went to Jordan when you tried to kiss me in a room full of people and then threw a jealous fit. I'm like, fuck that. What the hell is that? It's like you forgot where you were. I went to Jordan and Ben and I said, he forgets where he's at. He's doing this in a room full of people. I'm not going to be his scandal. I have a business and kids and I'm not doing that. You need to have a talk with him. And Ben Campbell responded not by saying, thanks for letting us know. We'll talk with him. He said, we're going to ruin your business. I didn't go to the media with it, so I'm telling Jordan, he's threatening to ruin my business. I didn't go to the media with this, Jordan. I went to you. I went to Campbell. And that's the thanks I get? You're shitting us with this, right? I'm threatened. He's pulling up behind my house. I'm telling people he's pulling up behind my house. The shrink says Mr. Perry shows clear indication he's not operating in a normal manner. His mind is off. And she uses professional words. I'm paraphrasing, please. I'm not a shrink. Because he seems unable to identify what his legislative duties are. He went into court and he testified that this was a political vendetta, and there's zero evidence of that. And there's no conversations between him and Cynthia about a political issue ever. There's no emails. If I'm pissed, you are absolutely going to hear about it. You are going to hear it. I don't bite my tongue. I'll bite my tongue some, but I'll tell you if I'm pissed, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm pissed about and just how pissed off I am. I don't care what you think. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. So for there not to be anything anywhere in 12 years, politically mentioned anywhere, it's just not possible. That's not who I am. I helped you get elected. You can't get elected in Lubbock unless you're pro-life, pro-gun rights, and pro-protection of marriage. 86% of the voters want that. They demand it. And I saw that happen with Judge Harker. Mark Harker almost didn't get elected because one of your little buddies, Connie Curry, that likes to butt in like you and get nosy body, put a rumor out that Mr. Judge Harker was not pro-life. And that was a lie. And I called him up and I said, Mark, you got a problem. There's this woman here in town, doesn't have a life, butts in and nosy bodies, and she's put out a rumor that you're not pro-life, and so you're going to have to clear that up or you won't win. He did, and he won barely, 200 votes. That is the Lubbock way. And that is what sickens people. So guess who's in D.C. and not you? Mr. Tuberville is. Mr. Tuberville is. So is Jody Arrington, by the way. You did something dirty to him, too. He's in D.C. and you're not. So, you know, you need to wake up. You don't understand what I'm saying. I understand that. I'll have to repeat it again and again and again. You still won't get it. This guy right here didn't kill anybody. The offender is still out killing people. I'm trying to arrange false arrests and car accidents, causing people a lot of loss, the kind we will never get over. And you think you're God and you think you're entitled, and you're not. You think you can go by a jury. That's the question here is, what happened to the jury that they didn't see? This man has nothing on him. You can't kill somebody and not have a mark on you. You can't do it. And his attorney says, oh, he, with his ass, he caused internal decapitation, blunt force trauma to the head, and beat his face with his ass while knocked out. What happened to that jury? How much did you pay them to come to that conclusion? How much did you pay Myers and Mitchell to keep me from testifying? I did it anyway. I filed the motion to intervene, but there absolutely should have been at least a hearing on standing, and there wasn't. How much did you pay that judge? We're going to find out. If my guys already know, we're going to find out more for any kind of civil or case against you here. How much did you pay Judge Cummings? Did you pay that last judge too, Morrissey, and this last one? I don't even know his name. There's never a hearing. People are starting to notice. It's awfully funny. She's never in court. When you hear her podcast, you know why. He won't let her in court. 5 attorneys and all kinds of money against one chick who he's stolen all her money from, and she's broke and has no law school. He can't even be man enough to face her in court. The normal way. So I'm going to tell you right now, what happens is you've made everybody hate your guts, and it's not that hard to get information. This guy is from Oklahoma. He's an Oklahoma police officer. He's Oklahoma's finest. You brought your shit up here. You were never invited here. The pretend land. I'm sorry, I have ADD sometimes, so I get distracted and I get off on a tangent and I forget to finish what I was saying. He's told people that there's a political vendetta. There's no evidence of that. In fact, there's evidence that he made that up, or he's delusional and imagined it. Or he's unclear on what his legislative duties are. The other thing is that he has then claimed that Cynthia and him are married, and he forged a marriage license and a power of attorney, and he's going around and making spousal decisions for a woman who is not his wife, who doesn't want a thing to do with him. He's told some people they're engaged, some people that's his girlfriend, some people that's his wife. And she's suing him to get a protective order. She hates his guts. I moved twice to get away from you. I'm not in love with you. You repulse me. You're not good enough for me. You don't fit into my crowd. My crowd doesn't cause suffering. We relieve it. We're normal. We can function normally, and you can't. You sit on your fat, lazy ass like a little girl, watching TV, pretending that's your life, being a wannabe, watching women you'll never have, playing with a little doll and a little unicorn. A 1-year-old little girl can do that, Mr. Perry. You're not impressive. You're weirdo. And the guy said some of the decisions that are being made for her illegally, she knows nothing about it. The people had a legal obligation to ask her, because I can tell you, when my wife and I go to the bank, she still has to sign stuff. I can't sign for her. So Lucky asked me about a marriage license. Did you sign a marriage license? I looked at him and I go, fuck no. Why would I do that? He says you did, but I'm looking at the signature. I didn't think it looked like your signature, but I needed to ask you about it. Had to drive all the way out to my club to do that. I was staying 5 minutes from the police department. Why do you have to drive all the way out there? He's dead now. You took a life. You're not entitled to do that. His little girl will always have his little girl, 9 years old, and 2 boys. They will forever have a hole in their heart that you can't fill that. You didn't have the right to do that to them. That's a police officer. This guy, what about his kid? Do you know my children had no semblance of a normal childhood? None. Because of you. You didn't have the right to rob them of that. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? So, where's the power in picking on women and kids? You're too weak to pick on dudes. You're a coward. And you're a pussy. And you're pathetic. And then he said, then he told everybody that she's a threat to him. He had to have an entourage. She's moved twice, mind you, to get away from him. She's paid out $5,000 to avoid going to work where he had somebody in there trying to kill her. And he said she's the threat. They can't get him to fucking leave Oklahoma. You know anybody that goes where the threat is and won't leave? I don't. So, what it looks like to me is he had formed a fantasy life in his head. And the people in Oklahoma don't know any better. They don't know he doesn't really have power. That he's walking around with his entourage like he's got power and he's somebody important. It's all pretend. None of it's real. People started to question his sanity when 6 years later he's never been seen with her. He's been seen with her family and her friends, but never with her. He's always by himself. They started to wonder about him. He's not right in the head. Something's wrong. So, what's with all the different stories, Mr. Perry? Which one did you want to assert in court? The guy said it's contradictory. It's either personal or it's political. So if he's coming up here and he's acting like he's, the husband and making spousal decisions that are not legally his to make, then it's not political. Which one is it? Personal or political? Can't be both. Or are you just very, very unclear on what your legislative duties are? You're unable to understand people. When you read something, you don't understand it. That's what the shrink said. I'm looking through all his emails, and his responses do not make sense. They're very short sentences, and there's only one or two sentences. It's like he has no idea what was being said to him. He's just doing the best he can. We haven't done that since first grade. So I think that half the time he has not a clue what you're telling him. Somebody else said he comes in my office wanting to hurt Cynthia. Why the hell does he always want to hurt her? I don't even understand that. I don't get that. We'll explain to him you can't do it because, and we'll go through this thing of why you can't do that. And he acts like he understands and he leaves, and a day or two later he's right back in, asks the same questions. I got to drop everything I'm doing on my busy schedule. He's taking up my time from my business, and I got to sit down and explain the whole thing again. It's like he's got Alzheimer's. Something's wrong with him. So your lawyers and your family, she says, to her and the judge discussed the legal liability there for both of you, all of you. Because at some point there's going to be charges, and you're going to jail. And then you'll be removed from the society that you pose a danger to. And you won't be able to buy a jury again and hurt a family beyond, you don't understand. The Chad, what's his name? He's gone. You can't get him back. You bought the jury. Did you buy the jury? Do you guys have this group of weirdos? Is he a part of it? Is he a part of your little weirdo club? How did you find each other? You got some online weirdo chat room that y'all all found each other in? I don't have patience for it. You're taking a life. You can't get them back. They're gone. And you don't care. None of you care. You took a future. He couldn't have beat someone to death and look like that. We found out in January he was drugged. Depots weren't taken till May. That wasn't up to you. The end of this isn't up to you either. But you're not going to hurt again. And that's happening the more you go at me. Sometimes it takes somebody coming in from the outside. And I swear to God, Caruth did that, and we're on that one. He's immediately arrested for failure to render aid and charged with first-degree murder. He went in the house. He could have called the cops. He grabbed a gun. That's time enough to premeditate anything. If they didn't talk about doing that before, it would surprise the hell out of me. Duck hunting order right there. Duck hunting order right there. Only one party goes duck hunting with Judge Cummins. And the next thing, I'm not there. And the next thing we know, we got an order that looks like that. No fucking reason, no fucking case law cited. Everybody's starting to wonder what in the hell's going on. When you hear her podcast, now you know why he won't let her in court. She's smarter than him. I'll put you on the stand. Motherfucker, I out-stinged up y'all for 6 years. Guess what it will look like if you're on the stand? Yep. Everybody noticed that. You think they didn't notice that? It pissed them off. So when we want information, it's not hard to get. You asked for that. When you peep, when you hack me, when you contact me, you peep, you poke, you peep. You know, I told Dr. Russell, he's like poke, 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 trying to get my attention, doing all weird shit, like typing in my phone, trying to talk to me, and I'm like, shut up. Get out of my phone. Hacking is a crime. Peeping is a crime. Stalking is a crime. I'm going to repeat myself, Mr. Perry. You need to listen to the words. Understand what I'm saying. You're in a lot of trouble. It's very important you understand that. Peeping is a crime. Peeping is a crime. Peeping is a crime, sir. Stalking is a felony. You're not wanted. Get away from me. You're raping me. Get off me. Hacking is a crime. Get the fuck out of my phone. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. The more you do that, the more you get told on. The more you do it, the more you get told on. So every time y'all ask, how did she find out? It is a direct result of Mr. Perry watching me in the privacy of my home, trying to talk to me on my phone, or jamming something up, ruining my computer, wrecking my car, causing some sort of loss, stalking me, and bothering me. And he's getting fucked up this time. So when we found out Mike Neely was drugged, that's why. When we found out you wanted my ringtone, that's why. It's like you like that. When we found out this came from a fucking duck hunting, not court, duck hunting trip between Judge Cummings and Charles. He wants to know, how'd you find out? You fucked with me. That's how. It wasn't up to you. It never is. You're pissing everybody off. 12 years, no date. Just hold on. Because you ain't making everybody hate your guts. People don't like injustice. They don't like it when the bad guy wins. You didn't know that? You're not all there, are ya? Boy, I don't know what to say to you. He doesn't understand what people say to him. We can tell you're just something is just so bad wrong. Of these, 2011... It's not about your legislative duties, dumbass. The shrink is telling the judge, I don't believe Mr. Perry is able to properly identify what his legislative duties are. I don't think he can. He's suffering from some sort of disease, like Alzheimer's or senile dementia or something. He doesn't have any idea what his duties even are. Cannot properly identify them. He is unable to function normally. Cynthia is extremely high functioning under extreme prolonged distress. She's kicking ass. He's holding her underwater and she's still kicking ass. I'm amazed by her. I'm not perfect all the time, believe me. She has to give me a lot of pep talks. But this is not about politics, is it? Can't identify his legislative duties. This is those guys in Manford. You know how many times I've pulled up behind a woman's home that is not my wife and watched her in her backyard? Never. You know how many times I've showed up at a restaurant to spy on a woman who is not my wife or sent to my secretary? Never. You know why? It's weirdo and not what you do to pass a law in Texas. How embarrassing, Mr. Grandiose. I'm entitled to take a life. You're not. And you're getting caught this time. Your systemic corruption problem in Lubbock came up to Oklahoma. How dare you? How dare you? So for 12 years, not one date, you just hold on, and everyone hates you with a seething hatred. And it is not hard to get what you just said. So when we find out stuff like, how did she know Mike was drugged? How did she know we wanted her shoe print and her ringtone? How did she know about this? And how did she find out about that? It is a direct result of you pissed me the fuck off. Because you're peeping on me, and I told you to cut that the hell out. You don't have my consent, and you are sick. You're a sick son of a bitch. You know, they put Jeff Epstein in jail with a cop, Mr. Perry. They put him in jail with a police officer who was like a big old walking tree. killed 4 people. He put cameras in his own house, and it pissed his friends off. They did not like that. Nobody likes that. Why would you not know that? So how much more angry do people get at you for putting the camera in the home of a woman? And it's not your house, it's her house. You're using my body to make money and get entertained. You will pay me $1,000 a day for doing that, sir, plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. And you won't go into court and assert a defense of consent. There's no crime. She said it was okay. No. Oh, hell no. You've been billed, and I do expect payment. There's a thing called restitution and more lawsuits. You're gonna stop because every time you're told on, that's you being stopped. You're just too stupid to figure that out. You have no idea what's happening, do you? Can't function normally. This is not political, is it? Look at the dates on this. This is way back, long before I could have anticipated you were going to go into court and have no idea what your legislative duties are. Right? Our shrink is like, he needs to be in a special needs facility, either a nursing home or a mental institution. Can't function normally. I didn't invite you to Oklahoma. I didn't take you to my family and introduce you to them, did I? I said, leave me the fuck alone, didn't I? Way back here. I have one of these to Saeed that says all I want him to do is leave me the fuck alone. I believe that there's some other things that might be filed on the docket. I'm not sure. But I believe there was some other things in that I really didn't want you, it still might be filed on the docket. It's been a long time since I got all that ready. So it actually might be there. But these are on the docket everywhere, Mr. Perry, in all cases. And using your kid to stalk for you doesn't get any lower than that. I go to the Roof on a Friday night. The Roof is a bar, nightclub on top of the parking garage across from Jones Stadium where Texas Tech football is played. I would go up there occasionally, and usually what would happen, I believe, is I'd go on a Friday night and have a nice time, want to go back Saturday. So twice that happened. I go Friday night, have a nice time. The next day, Saturday, text a friend about going back. At the very last minute, twice canceled. I canceled one time. The other person canceled the other time. I wake up Sunday morning, Saturday night, pictures from the Roof are posted on their Facebook page, and there's Perry's daughter. The very night, right after I'm texting people and just at the last minute decided not to go. You know how creepy that is? If it happens once, it's a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I'm raised by 4 generations of cops. Cops don't believe in coincidence, sir. So anybody with half intelligence doesn't believe in a coincidence. One time it's a coincidence, twice it's not. 3 times it's absolutely not. 4 and 5 and 6 times, it's no, it's not. This is now a pattern. This person just does this. This is just who they are. So your pattern in your serial killing gig is poison. I'll give her a shot of strychnine. We'll just say it was an unfortunate allergic reaction. Convince her she needs it or she'll die. Because we're going to fake up a medical emergency at her work. She'll help the victim, and the victim will tell her the victim had a virus. You got to take this shot or you'll get it too. I heard your hitman. What do I do if she won't take the shot? And you said, you better make sure she takes the shot. You tell her she'll die if she doesn't. You were caught. It wasn't up to you. It was not up to you. I said not this time. That's your thing. So it varied with Mary Beth. Sometimes goes by Beth. Found, dumped at a lake, or I guess she was found or not, I don't know, dumped at a lake just outside Billings. I Google it. Sure as shit, there's a lake just outside Billings, Montana. You told Randy and I that you had just been in Montana. We didn't ask you. Again, just bizarre things you come out of your mouth like you have no idea what's happening. But you beat her with a rock, you said. Why? What was different about her? You have a thing where you like to kill people with poison, and if they don't die, then all of a sudden there's a false arrest. Me and Mike both. Brady violations both. We're looking at your patterns here, serial killer. We're looking at your patterns. Mr. Perry types in my phone every day. I'm here. I can see you. That's not a good thing. That's why you keep getting told on. You disconnect in your head. That is not what I want. That is a great way to piss me off. So the direct result of that is Mike was drugged email, ringtone email, shoe print email. Right? You're not getting it, are you? You're not all there. The shrink says he has no idea what you're saying. Never responds appropriately. Because when we say, the more you contact me, the more you invade my privacy, the more you cause a problem or a loss for me, the more you get told on because you're pissing off the wrong people. People with power. People in law enforcement that don't do sloppy work. What police department has my paperwork? Why'd you vary with Mary Beth? Everybody gets false arrested if they won't die. But in Billings, you didn't have a prior relationship with those police to call and do that. So you got frenzied and you just took her out and dumped her and beat her over the head with a rock. And you were trying to tell me, like, look what I can do and get away with. But you're not getting away with it with me. You're getting told on. Do you not understand that? Are you that disconnected from reality? It is a crying shame that the best you will ever do and the best you can do and be is a pathetic little girl sitting around on your fat lazy ass watching women in the privacy of their home pretending that's your life, playing with your little doll and your little unicorn, hitting buttons. That's not impressive. That's not power. That is pathetic. And you buy a judge here and you buy a jury there and you buy a cop here and a cop there. Two of them told me, we won't do it. I wrote a letter to the U.S. attorney. I got a visit from 2 police officers who were pretty pissed off. They were even asked. Clearly, Lucky and Mike did something right or they wouldn't be where they are right now. I'm going to tell you something. There will never be a hug fest between me and you. You get anywhere near me, you better fucking have a football helmet on, because I will beat the shit out of you. I'll beat the fuck out of you. I kid you not. You will not touch me ever. Nobody has done what I've done, and you can't understand what that means, can you? Don't you type in my phone, I can see you. I'm here. I can see you. That is not a good thing. Voyeurism is a sick, fucked up crime. You ought to be embarrassed. We don't know why you're not. Why aren't you? You embarrass me. Why are you using your kid to stalk? Does she know what'd you do? Give her a little money? Why don't you go to the roof and have fun with your friends? She had no idea where you were asking her to go. And then when she gets home, see anybody we know? Is that what you do? Is that how you get people to do things for you? They don't even know what they're doing, do they? Yeah, Judge Parker, I don't have to be nice to a serial killer who's ruined my life and a whole lot of other people's life you don't know anything about. It's not harassment. It's part of the psychology of what we're dealing with. There's a reason we do what we do. We have a strategy. There's a reason we're successful. It's the same battle I fought in Lubbock with the schools. They were better when I left than they were when I got there because I did what I did. Sometimes somebody's got to say, this is not okay. We're not doing it like this. Sorry. It's not up to you. You're a fuck up. I'm not going to let you degrade the justice system anymore. So, are all of you stupid? Write it down. When Perry hacks me and peeps on me and contacts me and causes problems and loss for me, that gives way to another one. And another one, and another one. Ringtone email, McNamara email, Fabian puzzle, Mike was drugged email. Those represent recordings police have. You asked for it. It's like you like that. Never before have you seen this, and you go right back at it the very next day. Who told on me? I'm not told that. It's very confidential. You have a bad habit of killing people. We are not going to show callous disregard for human life or depraved indifference to human life. That's not our thing. It's your thing. But we're not like that. We don't think you're cute. We think you're a disgust. So that's why things are like they are right now. 12 years, not one date, no chance of a date, but you're told on because people are not okay with what you're doing. I said not this time 5 years ago, didn't I? I think I also said something about this is rope-a-dope right now, and you guys laughed at me. You thought that was funny. Rope-a-dope until who comes in and lands the knockout punch. I got you nice and tired. Yeah, you have no idea. These guys, okay, here's the difference between how we think and how they think. Is, one of them gets recorded going to hotels. We have this sex slave of ours that won't behave. We got her kicked out of her house, so she's probably going to come here looking for a room. If she comes here, we need a key to her room. And I found out about that, didn't I? I'm quoting you. My guys went before we do anything, we talk about it first, where you can't hear, and then they set everything up so that when you do it, you're caught. They get it. They get the evidence, right? And so, what? You guys went and, let me guess, you went and asked them, can I see the lobby surveillance tape? I want to see who's walking in. See if I can't find these guys. And I'm going, wow. That's not how we do things. Why would it be? What they do is they'll get through a whole nother way. There's guests that stay. You can get information from one person to another. Or you can use 5 people. You can have somebody kind of watch them. One of them heads to a bar, go to the bar and talk. Set it up like that. It won't be in a way you know. It won't be in a way you've ever known. That's why we're doing things the way we're doing things. But you can't tell somebody in 2011, he's creeping up behind my house, he's a stalker. And then 5 years later, all of a sudden it's political after you've left the state. I kept my mouth shut for 4 years. I didn't want people to know what you were doing. It was weirdo. It embarrassed me. I didn't want to be a scandal. I said that. I said that all over the place. I don't want a scandal. I don't want to be a Monica. You know what I want? I want him to act like a normal person and go live his life and leave me alone. Completely changed my life to get away from a monster. So, Judge Parker, if this is about some sort of, another false charge and he's gone in your court, he's trying to get you to do this, I'm going to tell you right now, I have to deal with something you can't imagine. You can't imagine it. It is heinous criminal activity directed at me all day, every day. I walk out of my house, I don't know what's going to happen. Am I going to get pulled over? Am I going to get arrested again? Are they going to shoot me? Are they going to run me off the road? Are they going to wreck my car again? What is it going to be today? It's always something. My computer was working fine. I left and went to work, came back to do my homework, won't do shit. They broke it. They broke it on purpose. Because they're a bunch of coward pussies who can't just face me in court like normal people. And I don't know what they have in court. Well, I was trying to do my appeal. They impeded that intentionally. They got recorded talking about it on February 11th. The prosecutor told me what to do on part of it. And he said, you're probably not going to get to finish it. The prosecutor, Mr. Perry, listen to the words. Understand the words. The prosecutor heard y'all talking about it in a police recording. He called me and said, you're probably not going to get to finish your appeal. You know what? Don't worry about it. We're fixing to charge him. I got a whole new lawsuit sitting here for you. So what I want you to do, so that I can show your intent and his, you intend to appeal. He intends to commit an illegal act in impeding your appeal. Because he can't keep up. He's got a bunch of guys sit around and have a meeting on how to make you fail because they can't succeed and they can't keep up. It's pathetic. I heard him talking about it all day. So what I want you to do is at least file the DOR and the amended petition with the Tulsa County Clerk and mail it. It's going to cost you a little more than if you walk it in. I need you to mail it, and I need you to put the receipt in as an exhibit, and it is Exhibit F. they're going to fuck with the mail. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that to my guy, and we're going to babysit it. Because if you go file a complaint with a postal inspector where you live, they'll obstruct justice. We're not going to have that. Do everything you can do so that in my case, I can prove that you intended to pursue an appeal and they intended to obstruct it. And on the 12th, he called me again and said, he just got off the phone with your landlord and told him, we got that thing kicked out already. I drove it up on the 14th to the Supreme Court. He said, you're going to steal my money. Grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with interstate and in-state commerce and contracts with intent to coerce, criminal activity. You act like you have no idea what I'm saying. You never respond right. He told your landlord, we got that kicked, I want you to kick her out. And he said, we just had her sign a lease, I thought this was going to be fine. How many people have you gotten kicked out of their homes? Recorded. My prosecutor told me. Prosecutor, Mr. Perry, do you know what that means? You act like you have no idea what people are saying to you, and you never respond right. So, are all of you like that? Are you all slow like that? Where it's like, oh my god, this feels like we're in fucking daycare. I'm not a special education teacher. I don't know how to deal with it. I really don't. I'm not a psychologist either, and I'm not a geriatric doctor. I mean, I don't know how to deal with you people. How many different times do I need to say, when you fuck with me, you get caught? Because you just go right back at it, and then you get caught, and everybody's crying, how'd she find out? Oh my god, how'd she knew? It's been every day for 12 years. Well, the McNamara email was the first I was allowed to say something. I said that months before you actually did it. Guess what that email's about? Mr. Perry, do you even understand what the email's about? The email is about your intent to coerce by using physical force. I'm going to false arrest her, throw her in jail, and then she's going to do what I tell her. And then I didn't when I got over there. Oh, we're shocked and dismayed. She didn't do what we said. We're used to everybody kissing our ass. This one won't. We've never seen one with this much longevity. I heard that one recorded more than once. This is not about longevity, sir. This is about putting you in jail. It's my job. It's my job. My title could be listed as, it could be listed as secretary. But which police department? Maybe I'm a civilian subcontractor. Which police department? See, it's a need to know, so you don't get to know. You kill people. We're not going to have that. If we had found out about Lucky and Mike, and you threw in the brick at me on the freeway, we would have done something. We get 98%. It's not humanly possible to get it all. But we get 98%. 36,000 emails representing 36,000 recordings of you. Yeah, okay. You just act like I'm sure what's going to happen is I'm going to wrap up this podcast. Mr. Perry's going to go right back at it. Piss me off. Didn't respond right again to what was just said. Acts like he has no idea. He doesn't understand you. Doesn't know what you just said. Are you all like that? How did you guys even meet? Was there like some online weirdo group, chat room, sex weirdo? I mean, how'd y'all meet? Did you know Jeff Epstein? Did you know him? Was he part of your weirdo club? Did he piss off somebody and y'all threw him under the bus? I don't know. Anyways, what I'm going to say, is he really dead? How do you know he's not in some North Korean dungeon? Trump went over there. They were friends. He went over there. Nobody else has gone to North Korea. How do you know he's really dead? How do you know that wouldn't all just, we'll tell the people it's this, and it's not really that. Do you know? They put that guy in with a cop. Dr. Weck said, even prisoners are repulsed by guys like that. Even prisoners. So if even prisoners are repulsed by sex weirdos who watch women and children take a bath in the privacy of their home against their will or without their knowledge, like you, then how much more are normal people? How much more repulsed are normal people by the shit you do. My prosecutor tells me if you're not consenting, you need to bill him and make sure he really understands that. Because I can't have him coming into court and asserting the defense that you consented and you didn't ask for money. And so there's no crime. Boy, howdy, I was mad about that. I was like, you're shitting me. He could say that? And he goes, yeah, he could say that. So I wrote you a letter. I don't consent. You will stop, or you'll be stopped. And here's what you owe me for doing that. I do expect payment. It is a crime. It is not okay. Are all of you nutty? Are all of you mentally slow? There's a lot of you. How many sit and have a meeting and try to figure out how to make me fail? Yeah. Anyways, listen. This thing with Kyle Carruth, this is how stupid this. I mean, here's the harassment. I mean, this harassment thing has gone on for a long time. Look at that. It's bullshit. I sent that. Your attorney put it into the court record like in September. This is April when I sent this. And there's some before that. Look at this. That's how mad everybody was that you were doing that to me. Look at this. This is how stupid Mr. Perry is. So, or Powell, or one of those guys calls up to Oklahoma and asks somebody, can we just say that Frank Morrison, that she understood Mr. Morrison? And the guy said, you can, but I don't think it'll work, because in these texts of December 2011, she never says why she's mad, which means Mr. Perry already knew why she was mad. He doesn't deny spreading rumors of an affair. He denies having employees. Well, we all knew he had employees. She names them. Carl and Robert Tepper. And what happened? This was about an affair. He was spreading rumors of an affair, and I was pissed about it. I was mad. That's how stupid. So, again, where's the political issue? It's not both. It's not a personal thing and a political thing. It can't be both. Are you unclear on your legislative duties? You're definitely unclear on empathy. You don't have any. It's a weakness we've exploited. We're way ahead of you. You're seeing things you've not seen before. What PD has my paperwork, Charles? What am I, a subcontractor? What am I? I'm something. Every time you fuck with me, you get caught. And that's never happened before. And yet you keep fucking with me like you have no idea what's happening. You have no idea what's happening, do you? You don't understand what people say to you, do you? Doesn't that concern everybody else? It should. Why aren't you embarrassed by your weirdo? You should be. Now, get off your high horse and stop thinking you can kill people. You can't. Not this time. I don't know what the hell happened with Mr. Carruth. I hope that the social pushback is bad for him. I hope he gets that family gets justice, at least that way. If we were doing that, he'd have been immediately arrested for failure to render aid, and he'd be indicted. Right now, I promise. You wouldn't get away with that. When you watch the difference in what he did and that little kid did, it's a big difference. And what someone actually does when it is in their mind self-defense. And remember, I operate on what the subconscious mind does and says. That's how I'm able to get more information out of your people than you ever got out of me. The subconscious mind will show you what's going on. It will always show you what's going on. The subconscious mind said, this kid did it in self-defense, and Kyle said he didn't. He intended to just maliciously take a life because it was causing some problems for him, and he was sick of dealing with it. All they had to do is get the kid and have the kid ready for dad to pick up. There was a court order that said they had to. Why didn't they? We're not okay with that with what happened, but that's typical Lubbock, and that's why people, it's, I don't know. Tommy Tuberville, it's like Iraq. I hated it there. So there's that. I mean, the only way to fix something is first you have to admit there's a problem, and then you fix it. There's weeds in the garden. You have to say the truth will set you free. Weeds in the garden. This got to me, Mr. Perry, and it was not up to you. Every time I get what you just said or you're trying to do to me next, the next malicious, forethought bullshit you're going to try to do, criminal act, Not up to you. I asked you to leave me alone. It costs no money and no time to leave everybody else the hell alone. You've taken the life of one of Oklahoma's finest and the future of another, and I'm not okay with it, and I've beat this horse and beat this horse, and we'll keep beating it until Mr. Neely's home. And Chief Miller gets honors of having been killed in the line of duty. His family is being robbed of a legacy. He died trying to protect me. They were talking about Epstein an hour or two before that murder. They were talking about you. They were talking about you. They were trying to protect me from you. I have to live with that every day, that a police officer was killed. Listen, Tulsa Police, I'm pissed at y'all for that. There's two reasons I don't call you. Two. One is, there are police from somewhere else helping me, and you've not been there, and you've pissed cops off. You don't even know how many. You don't throw cop family under the bus like that. They did what? They gave her police report to the offender. They did what to Mr. Officer Neely, and she suffered and suffered because she helped, and they didn't help her. I mean, what? And there's also in the back of my mind, if I call another one, is he going to end up dead too? I'm torn on that. I'm torn both ways. I'm pissed at you because you didn't do shit to put a stop to this when it happens in your jurisdiction. On the first one, the first false arrest, there should have been an obstruction of justice, destruction of evidence, perjury. And the second reason is, the other thing in the back of my mind is always, as mad as I am at you for that, what if I call another one? The next one that takes my report, is he going to end up dead too? What am I supposed to do? What in the fuck am I supposed to do? So yeah, when Mr. Perry pays a guy to hit me, I'm not going to jump up and call 911. I went to the Mingo Valley office to file the report on the hit and run that happened to me. I didn't get a phone number. I didn't get shit. I didn't call 311. I didn't have the cop come to me. I went in there. I'm not taking up patrol's time. And I was really raw at that point. I wasn't, I wasn't going to call anything. I'm going to take something into the office, because I need this on the record with police, that I'm getting harassed and threatened by the people that I believe killed Chief Miller. And I said that in my letter to Jerry Bender. And what I'd like you to do is make an arrest and let me go in and talk to him, because he wants to explain to me why he's done all this, and I'd like to hear it. But he's going to have to waive. He's going to have to waive. And I believe that Mr. Ritchie has what it takes to help, because he spotted a problem and he was outspoken about it. And nobody else did. I didn't see anybody else doing that. There's debt pay. This is probably get brief. So 911 is not something I'm going to just call. Just like random, let's just frivolously call 911. Because there's two things that weigh on my mind. One is, I'm pissed at you because you didn't handle my case right twice. And number two, now we have a dead police officer. But unfortunately, it might, I don't want it to happen again. I'm not going to just call you and let you take my report and your guy ends up dead. My guys are fine, but they are keeping everything very quiet for a reason. Need to know. You know why? Because people end up dead. So if they want to continue to investigate and be okay, and their families are okay, we do it the way we do it, and I'm the bait. I'm the lightning rod. I've been fine. I've been doing this for 12 years. Despite the danger that I'm in all the time and the tremendous amount of pressure on me, believe it or not, I'm fine. I'm very good at what I do. I'm very strong. And these guys they helped me. This got to me in jail. Wasn't up to Perry. Wasn't up to anybody but me and them. Okay? Now listen, Mr. Perry and your little crew of weirdo. Things like that happen when you fuck with me, and you've not seen it before, and you have no idea what the hell that means, do you? You've been told to stop, and if you don't, you are being stopped every time you're told on, and it's about to get a lot worse for you. There's no mercy now. After you took my home, and you wrecked my car again, and you jammed up my computer, and I'm broke, and Mike's in jail, and you didn't, jammed up my apps the other day. I'm trying to work. You want to starve me into a lie? Boy, that pissed everybody off like a motherfucker. And that was it. There's no mercy in this one now. Not now. That's off the table. They'll have to deal with it. It's too bad. So you chose that. Every time you're told on, that's what you're choosing. You chose it. It's cause and effect. When you fuck with me, you get told on. There's never a date in 12 years. You're just told on and told on and told on and told on. And you're making everybody hate your guts. So, you asked for it. Don't forget that. That's what you wanted, and that's what you got.